Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Gabe coming back at you with another trucking life video. I've been doing a lot of thinking, man, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion on maybe what to do next. Trucking market right now is pretty crazy, so we'll go ahead and get into it in a minute.
Like, share, subscribe.
Hey, I'm back. How's it going, YouTube? Just got loaded here at the house. Going to my usual place over there in South Carolina. Time to get working again. Golly. All right. Whew, holy smokes. Man, don't you just hate it whenever there's construction like this and they don't even tell you where to go? Now on this side right here, leaving the customers, you guys can see right here, there is an actual detour on how to get around it or whatever. But when I was on that other side, normally it comes just straight across here to get to this customer. There was no signs or nothing, man. So it's like I'm trying to figure out how the heck to get in here. It took me about 10-15 minutes. I had to stop and kind of see where to be able to get in from. And that's usually where I come in through. So good thing is we were able to get where we needed to, you know? Man, these streets are like super tight. Holy smokes. I'm gonna open up over here. Get back over here. Make sure we clear this corner right here. Yeah, I was looking at Google Maps, and this part right here in the back where you'll see in a minute used to be a dirt road. So like that's the way it comes up on Google. So I was like, man, I don't know if that's the way we need to go or not. But it ended up being that that's the only way you can get here, because it's either this area that I'm driving through right now, or oh golly, these damn roads, or the original way that I come in through. So gotta get to they got all this construction stuff going here. They're making all this, I guess they're extending that warehouse or whatnot. But yeah, let me just get on the interstate and or on the highway, I should say, that gets me to the interstate, and then I'll tell you guys what's on my mind. I've never came in this way before. Like, I've been coming to this place probably, well, like consistently, like for the last 4.5 years, but I've been coming to this place for like years and years and years. I mean, I'm talking about like probably like the last 10 years or so, like every now and then. But like consistently, it's been like for the last 4 years. Let's go ahead and open up here. Make sure we're good to go. Get out of this driver's way here. Then we should be good to go to almost get on the little highway there that gets us to I-10. Man, so I've been doing a lot of thinking here, you know, and I know that there's a whole bunch of people on YouTube and stuff that, you know, some of them are positive about it, some of them are negative about it, and you know, I like to take a more approach of just being realistic, you know. I mean, like I said, I've told you guys this before, I've been in the industry for a little over 17 years now. 10 years of that has been as an owner-op. And the crazy thing about trucking is, you know, when somebody's giving you their opinion, that's just their opinion, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't necessarily mean that company is good or that company is bad. And man, like barely, oh smokes. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that company's good or company's bad. It just really depends on how you like to run, you know. If you like to stay out for a couple of weeks at a time, or if you're a driver that just likes to do like regional, or a driver like me that just likes to just go and come back as fast as possible. Because, you know, living out here on the road for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, like, I'll tell you what, guys, I've been doing this for 17 years and it's just quick. By the time you know it, your kids are already grown. You know, I got my oldest in high school. I got my middle one in middle school. I think next year he goes to high school already, I think. And then I got my baby that's still in elementary school. She's in first grade. But it's just like in a blink of an eye, you know. It just goes so quick. It's unbelievable when you spend your time out here, you know, weeks at a time. And hey, there's some guys that like to go out there months at a time. I mean, your life just passes you by. I remember this guy named Jim. He was working with me when I was in Everett Express. He was an older man. I think at that time he was a couple of years from almost retirement, but he already had been on the road for like, I think he told me it was like 45 or 46 years. Like it was practically all his life, you know. And I remember he always used to tell me, like, life didn't pass me by, I passed life by. You know, like his whole entire life has been out here on the road, and he's like, enjoy your kids and enjoy your wife, enjoy your family as much as you can, enjoy your youth as much as you can, because by the time you know it, it's gone. You know, I'm 38 years old now. I've been truck driving right when I turned 21 is when I got my driver's license. And I've done different fields, you know, and that leads me back to what we were going to talk about. That there's so many different sectors in trucking to where a lot of people are like, well, the trucking industry sucks right now. You know, and it's true. You know, right now, I particularly do over-the-road driving right now. I drive a dry van. And I'm leased on with the carrier. I'm an owner-operator, but I'm leased onto a carrier. And I mentioned this before. I don't really talk about my carrier because it's not about the carrier. It's about my journey out here on the road. And, you know, just, you know, the way social media is, you know, I mean, it could be good and it could be bad, you know, and the last thing I want to do is just piss somebody off because I said something or did something that I wasn't supposed to do or whatever, you know. That's not to say that I don't like to give my actual opinion, but because of that, that's the reason why I just said, you know what, when it comes to the carrier, I'm just not even going to talk about it. I'm not going to mention them. I'm not going to say nothing good about them. I'm not going to say nothing bad about them. But I will tell you guys this. I won't name the carrier. Maybe some of you guys already know who I'm with or whatnot. But what I will tell you is this. I've been with this carrier for 8 years and I'm comfortable here. I like it here. Like, you know, it's right now with the way things are going on right now, it's not necessarily a carrier problem, it's a market problem. So it doesn't matter pretty much where you go, you're gonna possibly have the same issues, or it might even be worse, you know. Sometimes the grass ain't greener in the other side, you know what I mean? Like if you go to a different carrier, if I lease onto a different carrier, it might end up be a little bit better or it might end up be worse, you know. You just don't know, because no matter what carrier you go with, you know, it's a market problem. I mean, granted, there's some carriers that they may have more customers than others or whatnot, you know. But I mean, overall, like the market is just garbage right now. But there's so many different sectors within trucking where you just can't, you just can't say, well, the market sucks. You know what I mean? Like, truck driving is not worth it right now. I watch other YouTubers that have similar channels like mine, that they're trucking channels, and most of them are like, oh, well, this is not good and it's not even worth it. I haven't had the luxury of people really commenting on my stuff yet because I'm a super small channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Help me get monetized. These videos do take work. It's not super difficult, but it is a lot to learn. Like, let me put it this way. If you're not doing YouTube, you can do it too. Anybody can open up a YouTube channel. Then you'll start understanding what it is to be a YouTuber. It's another job. I mean, you're talking about filming right now, and then editing, which is probably the most difficult part. And like, I've learned everything on my own. I mean, granted, I've searched YouTube or whatever, to help me with the editing and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of other people that I watch, that I use DaVinci Resolve 18 to do editing, and it's not the easiest one to use. There's some things that are easy, but there's some things, like if you want to do a lot more complex editing, like it's a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? But anyhow, subscribe, shoot me a comment once in a while. Let me know how I'm doing. Do you like my videos? Are they short, long? Just get to the point. Like, it's really hard to target what my audience that's watching wants without me getting any feedback, But enough of that crap. Going back to what we're talking about today, the reason why I say that there's so many different sectors within trucking is because not everybody does the same type of trucking. Like me, myself right now, I'm doing dry van. There's other drivers that do flatbed work. There's other drivers that do specialized work, heavy haul. There's just so much. You can be doing fuel, you can be doing oil, you can be doing machinery. Like, it's not all just like one market and it just sucks, because there's other people that are out there right now that are making money, and what got me thinking, and the reason why I'm creating this video today, is because I have an opportunity right now to go back to the oil field. And the reason why I say go back to the oil field is because I was an owner operator part of those 10 years in the oil field, hauling oil, crude oil. And the reason why I stopped doing it 8 years ago is because the oil just got really bad. There was just no work, and that's the reason why I came on the road again. But right now, doing crude oil right now, it's, if you find the right company to get leased on with, like, you can make some money. I do okay here where I'm at. Like, I'm the type of guy that doesn't like change. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I struggle with change, and I know that change is a part of life, and sometimes it leads to something better, or sometimes it leads to something worse. But due to the fact that I'm so comfortable where I'm at, and I like what I'm doing right now, I'm just super comfortable. That's why I've been here 8 years, and like right now, it's not great here because of the way the market is, but I am making ends meet. But the reason that I'm thinking about maybe making the switch going back to oil is because even though I am comfortable and I do like what I'm doing here, and I do make some money, like, I'm just making enough money right now just to survive. Like, I really don't feel like I'm doing any progress forward, and like these last 2-3 years, it's been shitty. Anybody that's been an owner operator the last 2-3 years knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's just crappy right now. The rates are crappy, and at the end of the day, whether a load pays you $4 a mile or a load pays you $2 a mile, you still have to put fuel, you still have to put tires, you still have to fix the truck, and all that stuff just has gone up in price. So it's hard to maintain your equipment to have it ready to go when you leave out on the road, when you got all these expenses that continue to go up, but your money continues to go down. So it's just, here where I'm particularly at, I have the luxury of choosing my loads. I go home whenever I want, I go out whenever I want, but the fact of the matter is that because these last 2 or 3 years have been so crappy, I've endured debt. you know, with credit cards to buy parts, and you know, you got to keep the machine running, you know. And as much as I hate getting in debt, sometimes you're in a predicament where it's like, well, I use my credit card to fix the truck, well, I don't work, and if I don't work, there's no money coming in. So it's kind of like you're against the wall and against the sword, you know what I mean? Like you have to fix it, otherwise you're without a job, you know. And that's what's gotten me in debt. But even though I can pay my bills right now, like I don't feel like if I'm doing any progress, because like my credit cards just stay stagnant. You got 30% interest in credit cards right now, and that's with good credit. You know, it's like you make a minimum payment and most of it goes into interest, none of it goes to principal. And you know, I mean, back 2-3 years ago, guys, I had zero debt with the exception of my house. That was the only thing I owed. It's just my house. And now it's like I have loans and credit cards. You know, I got in debt with my cars because we needed some other cars. And it's just crappy. It's just really, 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 really crappy. You know, because like even though I can make my payments, I feel like if I'm not moving forward, you know, moving forward for me is being able to pay your bills, but also like pay more to the bill so that you can get out of debt. You know, because I know you guys have listened to Dave Ramsey a whole lot, and I don't agree with absolutely everything he said, but I would probably say I agree with a good 90% of what he says, you know. And it's an absolutely true statement, you know. The borrower is enslaved to the lender. That's 1000% true. As long as you owe somebody money, are you really free? You know, so I've been thinking about going to the oil field because, I mean, I won't give out exact numbers on what I can make, but from what I make right now, it's a couple of grand a month on what I make right now. Like in the oil field, I can like 10x it, like weekly. Like I'll make more in 1 week in the oil field than what I do out here in a full month. Just to give you guys an idea. So, you know, with that type of money being good, I mean, it is hard work, guys. You know, I mean, I've done the oil fields before. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You're off-roading these bad boys, you know. It's a lot of wear and tear on the truck. It's a lot of wear and tear on you physically. But as long as there's worth, the money is worth it. Like you can make a lot of money on the oil field. Your truck's gonna take a toll, but you know, at the same token, you're making money to be able to fix it. But I just have a hard time making that switch because I'm so comfortable where I'm at, you know. But I got to thinking, if I make this switch, even if I were to just give it 1 year, and I'm talking about like, I mean, I'm going at it, you know what I mean? Like I am in work mode. Let's just go and get it done. I could literally pay off my entire debt, which is a lot. You know, and I think most Americans, not just truck drivers, but most Americans right now have debt. I could pay off all my debt, including my house, my cars, credit cards, loans, in 1 year. If I were to dedicate myself on the oil field for 1 year, assuming that the work is still there, right? I could get out of debt in a year, maybe even less. You know, I'm kind of just ballparking it, you know what I mean? Then if
They don't even notice.
you go and you're debt free, then you truly are free. You know, because let's just say I come back to the carrier where I'm at right now, where I'm on the road, due to the fact that I'm able to choose my loads and I'm able to choose when I want to go home. I mean, if you have zero debt, I mean, granted, you're going to have your electric bill, your gas bill, your water bill, you're going to have food, maybe your cell phones, gas for the cars, insurance, you know, but that's not I mean, it is a little bit of money, but it's not like, holy crap, it's a whole bunch of money. I mean, if right now I was to the point where I had everything paid off and I just had to I only had those expenses a month, I can literally stay here at this carrier where I'm at, and even if I get a crappy load, a $2 a mile load, you know, 220 mile an hour load, hell, even a $1.80 mile load, I could literally just do one load a month and be okay. I might not have extra money, but that would cover my expenses. Like literally just maybe 1 or 2 loads and that's it. That's freedom for me. Because at that point, when you don't have the pressure of your house and your cars and this and that and credit cards, you know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I mean. Like, that's true freedom. Because at that point, it's like, you know what, I don't feel like going out this week. I'm just not going to go out. Stay home. If nothing good came out, I'll just stay home. And it allows you to be pickier with your loads. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to stop working, right? Because by any means, I don't have money like that. You know, hell, I don't have any money, to be honest with you. You know, but it's just, what would you do? You know, would you just make the switch and make the sacrifice and switch over somewhere else where you know you can make money? Or stay right now where you're comfortable? You know, it's not just about being comfortable, but because I've been here where I'm at 8 years, like it's, you know, it really is a roller coaster. And I hate using that term because everybody uses life as like a roller coaster or whatever, but that really is what describes it, you know? I mean, sometimes it's up and you can make crazy money. I've made very good money here. And sometimes it's like the way it is right now where it's really hard to just make ends meet. But what makes me think about making the switch or doubt about making the switch is no matter what, within those 8 years, I've always been able to at least get by. And with the oil field, you know, the oil field changes from 1 minute to the next. You can have work today and tomorrow, the work's gone. Maybe the well that you were doing went to pipeline, or maybe a third-party carrier got the contract, or the rates got reduced. Like, there's so many things that can happen that you might just not work no more. And here, where I'm currently at, just on the road driving drive-in, like, worst comes to shove, I can always, at minimum, at least make it. You know, but then I also think about the opportunity about going back to the oil field again, and, you know, the opportunity to make more money and actually get ahead. Not just get by, but actually get ahead and pay my bills off. You know, like actually like work towards becoming debt free. But, you know, it's just, it's intimidating to me because it's like, I'm comfortable here. I know it works in good and bad markets. You know, sometimes you just get by, you know, but at the same time, I can go over there at this other company in West Texas, haul some oil, and really do some progress onto the bills, and really get them paid off and get out of debt. You know, but it all goes back to the same old saying, you know, sometimes the grass ain't greener in the other side. I've made those changes before, and sometimes it's worked out, and sometimes it's bit me in the butt to where it doesn't work out. So, like, that's why I'm kind of like going back and forth. Should I or should I not? You know, and it's just one of those things that I don't like change. I don't know if most drivers are like that or not, but I'm the type of guy that, like, once I find something that works, you know, even if sometimes it works barely or sometimes it works super great, which is the way it's been here. Sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up. Once I'm comfortable, I kind of tend to stay there. I don't like switching from contract to contract to contract, or job to job to job to job. I like to just stick to where I'm at and just stay there, you know. So that's why I struggle with making that change, you know. But in the trucking industry, you can't take somebody's word, even including mine, you know, for, you know, like go all in what they say, you know, because everybody works differently. You know, there's a lot of other drivers that, you know, that I know of that, you know, they don't even have a house. Like, the truck is the house. Like, they just roll and take time off in different parts of the country. You know, I mean, some of them may have debt, some of them don't. You know, I have another particular friend that, like, all he owes is his house, and he's very good at managing his money. You know who you are if you're watching the video. And he does good. I mean, that guy's always on vacation. I'm going here now, I'm going that there now. And, you know, I kind of take bits and pieces from different people that I know, a couple of friends, or sometimes even people that you don't know. And he tells me, you know, being debt-free is priceless, because it allows you to do a lot with your life. You're not prisoner. And right now, I really am prisoner to this truck. Like, I can't afford it. I mean, what's the point of being able to be with the carrier like I am right now, where I can choose my loads, I can stay home as long as I want, but even if I wanted to stay home for a month, I can't, because I have debt. I have responsibilities to take care of. Like, is that really truly freedom? In reality, it isn't. Like, I have the freedom to choose to do that, but because of my obligations and responsibilities and, you know, all the debt that I have or whatever, I can't. I have to leave. So I don't know. I've just been thinking about it, you know, and I really would love it if you guys would give me your feedback on what you guys are going through with your carrier, you know, and like I said, overall, it's been good here where I'm at. I'm very comfortable. I like it, you know. I mean, really zero issues. I mean, I really never had an issue with this carrier at all. But hence, that's why I've been here 8 years. I'm so comfortable, but it's just moving out of your comfort zone. You know, I have a friend that I know is gonna comment on this video. I know he is. Like, just do it, bro. Like, don't overthink it. Just get it done and do it. You know, and like, I'm the type of guy that overthinks things a lot because it's bit me in the ass before, where I just jump on something just because it sounds like a better opportunity, and it ends up being a crappy opportunity. It ends up being not that great, you know. So those are my thoughts on the way the market is right now. It's just horrible. Fuel's high, labor's high, you know, prices on parts are high. You know, I've mentioned this before many different times. You know, I spend a whole bunch of money on parts and I spend zero on labor. That's because I do my own work. But, you know, like, even then, it's still a lot of money. I really truly believe that right now with the way the market is, that if I didn't do my own repairs, I would be out of business. I really do believe it. You know, I mean, just a couple of months ago on the previous video, I'll show you the thumbnail now. On that video right there, I had to change an injector. You know, I ended up spending like about, I think it was like $500 and something, but the only reason why I spent that much money is because I did the work myself. You know, I had a friend that had a place where I could do it, which I'm super thankful to those guys for letting me use their shop to do my work. But if I had to pay a shop, not necessarily that shop, but let's just say any other shop, I mean, you would have been looking at least 2 G's for them just to replace one injector. You know, as it is, I was barely able to scrape up pennies just to buy one injector. You know, if I had to pay labor, you know, that's just on one repair. Then I had, you know, another repair where I was having so many problems with the region system, and it ended up being the DOC and everything. That's that video here. Go watch that video right there and see how I repaired it. You know, just in parts alone, it was over $3,500. You know, and that's me doing the work. You know, so it's just tough right now, and I've been really swinging the idea in my head, like, should I go? You know, kind of doing pros and cons, like, you know, like, yes, the money's good, but it's also more work. It's working more at a time. You know, you're talking about working 3-4 weeks at a time, or maybe even more sometimes without coming home. You know, so it would be less home time with my family. You know, but the upside is, you know, you make more money and you actually move forward. Instead of just getting by, I'll be able to not just get by, but actually get out of debt and push me forward. Because the way I am right now, I make it to pay minimum payments and stuff like that, but I'm not moving forward. I'm just staying stuck the same. Matter of fact, I keep on getting myself further and further and further to the hole, because everybody knows that when you make minimum payments on your credit cards or whatever, every month your balance just keeps going up and up and up, because almost none of that payment goes into principal. So that's really what I've been thinking about it, you know. And what are your all's thought process on it? You know, I mean, do you think, would you make the change if you had that opportunity? You know, I mean, the only thing that kind of, I guess, sets me a little bit at ease for a little bit is that I do have a very, very good buddy of mine. Matter of fact, he's a brother to me, you know, so I trust him 100%. He's there right now, and he's making money right now. So it's not like blindly going into a company and saying, well, let's just hope for the best. Like, I know that there's work and I know that there's money there. So that's another thing to think about, you know. But what do you guys think about it? Would you guys make the switch, or would you guys stay where you're at? I hadn't made a video in a while. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, sometimes I do get a little bit discouraged and shit. Discouraged because I was going to say discouraged and shit. So I'll just go ahead and say it. You know what I mean? I do get a little discouraged, you know, because, you know, this YouTube thing's not easy, guys. You know, I've been at it for 4 or so months, which is not a long time, right? It's not a long time. You know, I gotta give it a little bit more time. I've mentioned this before in my past videos. When I decided to do YouTube, I knew it was gonna be something that was gonna take time. So that's why I've still been at it, you know? But it's hard to get viewers. But what I will tell you is the reason why I continue to do it is because I do enjoy doing it. It gives me something to do, something different, other than, you know, the same old, you know. My life is not that interesting, guys. I'll just be straight out and honest with you guys. It's not super interesting, you know, but I know that there's people out there that are curious on, you know, how trucking works in the United States, you know. So I try to give you guys the raw footage, you know. Like on this video, I don't even think I'm really gonna have to really edit a whole bunch, you know. I'm just giving you guys the rawness of what it is to truck drive, you know, in the United States. It's just the way it is, you know. But I'll leave it at that, guys. If you guys reach, you know, this point of the video, I appreciate you guys. Feel free to comment, like the video, share it, subscribe, you know, all that crap. And I'll see you guys out on the next one. Peace out.
That true freedom requires sacrifice and pain.